Hey ladies, we want to talk to you today about excuses and those times when you throw macros on the back burner.
Yeah, so a while back, Krista posted this really great article from a woman who was talking about how her sister had been through all of this horrible trauma. And I said, Krista, remember that post you posted in the Ninja group? It was so inspiring. She had no idea what I was talking about. So I said, we need to do a video on this. It was so good. So basically, this woman is talking about her sister who had been through so much. I think she had cancer, dog died, all these just horrible things kept happening to this woman. And she went to her sister and was just like, I can't lose weight. Like, all of these things happened. And the sister just looked at her and said, listen, you are right. You have a lot of excuses that are valid, but your body is going to respond to the calories, whether they're good excuses or bad excuses. And I think sometimes we think that if the reason is really good, then the calories just might not count that day, and it might justify you not hitting your numbers, but your body is going to treat those calories the same, whether the excuse is your husband's in the hospital or you were too tired to meal prep. Your body still treats them the same, even though one excuse might be better than the other. And the way I like to say it is that your body does not give you the same grace that your friends do. So if I called Krista and said, listen, I can't make it tonight, my husband's in the hospital, she would say, oh my gosh, yeah, don't come, But if I said, Krista, I can't come tonight because I'm too lazy, she'd be like, jerk, that's rude. And so those excuses as a friend, they come in different categories. Your body treats them the same. Krista, what do you want to add?
I was just thinking about it. When in times like those, it's really important that you think about, is this a valid reason? Should I be setting my phone aside? Obviously, if your husband's in the hospital or you have to go take care of a friend in the hospital or whatever it is, that's just seems to be our example. Yeah. But ask yourself, do I need to set my phone aside? Do I need, how much time should I give myself for this situation? And, is it a valid reason to not take care of myself? It's like putting your oxygen mask on first. Before you can help take care of others, you need to make sure you're taken care of. So you're better able to help everybody else.
I remember Jamie saying, we've worked with so many women that have come to us with tragedies. I mean, lots of clients that they just start our program and then something horrible happens and they can't, figure out how to manage it. And it's like heartbreaking. And we always say, deal with your grief, like depending on the situation. But I like the idea of also just thinking about being intentional with your eating. So, our emotions can so often get the best of us that we can use our grief as a reason for eating a whole sleeve of Oreos. And when you know that macros are macros, whether you count them or not, you know what that's doing to your body, even if in your grief you feel like it's a valid reason to have a sleeve of Oreos or whatever it is, your body's gonna treat them the same. So that's basically the premise of this, is that you can choose to be intentional about your eating, even if you can't be in your phone every single second, tracking your macros. You can choose healthy options. You can think about eating balanced meals, even if you might not be able to log your food intake and get it perfectly within range. Nutrition is something that you have got to constantly prioritize and keep in the forefront of your mind. And like Krista said, you'll be able to deal with the situation so much better if you're fueled first.
I think a lot of people struggle with putting themselves first. And obviously that's just a habit we've got to start creating. Maybe I think just like when you need to plan your macros for the day, you need to plan out in your mind, I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to my best friend's funeral. I really don't want to be on my phone all the time. Come up with a plan. Say, you know what? I'm not going to track my macros for 4 days, 5 days, but I know I'm going to get back to taking care of myself as soon as I return. And I think it's just, again, it's all about having a plan, being intentional, and knowing what the consequences are going to be when you get back.
That's the final thing that we wanted to touch on, is just knowing that there are consequences to whatever decision you choose.
And which is fine.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, it's not like you're trying to get shredded over one weekend when something like that occurs.
Yes.
So decide when it's worth it.
Bye, ladies.